What's a delicious poor man's meal? Sleep edit, yo. Thank you guys for all of the awards. I've had to sleep through dinner and breakfast many times. Hope all of you who are currently in that situation will have better days. They're coming, trust me. On a more depressing note, this is true as duck. Been broke as fuck at times. The kids were fed, but I would just sleep instead of eating. When me and my sister were young, my mother would sleep through meals. As in, she would wake up, cook us a meal, enough for the two of us, and be so exhausted that she would just go to bed immediately. I instantly adore that woman if she was exhausted due to working and providing. Between dealing with her own mental issues and working as hard as she could at the best job she could get without a proper degree, she absolutely should have been exhausted. Even though it's been 20 years, she still has mental issues and works multiple jobs to support herself and my sister. I'm trying to appreciate her more as I have gotten older, but it was hard as a kid who didn't understand the gravity of a situation. Potatoes, in every way possible. Edit, wow, so many fellow spud enthusiasts. To set the record straight, I am a female, French by blood, raised by Lithuanians, not an Irishman. I see you, latkes. I like the vodka version. The classic Irishman's dilemma, do I eat it now or wait for it ferment? Mallory Archer. Spaghetti with oil and garlic. Quick. Easy. Cheap. White bread garlic toast. This was a main staple when I was growing up. Less because we were broke and more because nobody knew how to cook lol. I still love it tbh. I take my butter, mix some garlic powder and Italian seasoning into it, spread it on my bread, and throw it in the oven for a few minutes. It ain't fancy but it's good. For dessert, flour tortilla with butter, cinnamon and sugar. Cream cheese and jam is also really good on a tortilla. Only had the chance because we got cream cheese from the food bank that one time, but damn. I love cream cheese and jam, gonna try this. Fried eggs and toast. I was a single mom in university. To stretch my budget, I made homemade soups. Every day for years I had homemade soup for lunch and sometimes for dinner too. Do you have any tips for making your own soup? 1. Homemade stock, bones, water, apple cider vinegar and salt. I just learned this one a year ago and the ick is key. Google stock with ick and you can get the right proportions. 2. Dried beans are cheaper and better than canned. Check out the video Carla Make Beans on YouTube. 3. I do a lot of the tedious work ahead of time. I will peel and freeze garlic cloves. I find they are easier to slice thin when they are frozen. I also will cook and freeze other veggies I plan on using so I can stock up when things are on sale. 4. For recipes, my favorite site is allrecipes.com. Edit, oh wow, thank you for all of the awards. Buttered toast with cinnamon and sugar. We used to keep a pre-mixed container of cinnamon and sugar because we ate this so frequently as kids and my mom got sick of helping us fix our god-awful proportions. Mom had a little jar with a perforated metal lid that was specifically made for this. It was probably made in the late 50s and had a very faded label that said Domino Cinnamon Sugar. My roommates in college didn't know cinnamon could come without sugar. Grilled cheese sandwich. Ada, y'all are making some fancy ass sandwiches and don't get me wrong, I'm not mad about it. But a cheap ass grilled cheese made with stale white Wonder Bread, I can't believe it's not butter, and some Kraft singles holds a special place for me. Response summary to grilled cheese is a delicious poor man food. Use only the finest artisan French bread just after cooling from your bread oven. Lightly coat with a mixture of goat butter and ghee. Sprinkle the bottom of the pan with saffron. Blend your mixture of Gruyere and a mild cheddar aged exactly 7.94 years. Toast in a cast iron skillet until the butter resembles hue #AP4513. Flip only once, toasting side 2 exactly 711 of the time spent toasting side 1. Remove and let cool for 37 seconds, adding 1.2 seconds per inch of local rainfall projected in the next 8 days. Cut off crusts. Eat with a silver fork with 62% handle weight. #AP4513. Naturally I had to Google this. Saddle brown. Spot on. Exactly what I did. Perfect color choice. Serious answer here, get a can of black beans and some cheap salsa. Put the drained beans and some salsa in a skillet and let it cook for like 10 minutes. Crack a couple eggs and let them poach in the beans. Serve with cheap bread or tortillas. All very cheap ingredients, and it's super high in protein, so it's filling and healthy. You can also saute in any veggies you have sitting around or put in whatever spices you have lying around. Edit: a couple of people are mentioning shakshuka. That's where I got the inspo from for this dish. My boyfriend doesn't lyle tomatoes, but we love Tex-Mex flavors, so I made up this altered version for us. Isn't this pretty much huevos rancheros? Yeah, but he gave instructions, so that's cool. I love that energy, Lamau. Sometimes Little Caesars throws pizzas in the dumpster outside after close. When I was homeless, I dated the night manager at McDonald's. I got a sack of dumpster-bound burgers big enough to feed me for the next 24 hours, and all it cost was having sex with someone I was already having sex with. Edit: okay, lots of questions, so I will address them here. When I was 19, I lived in my car for a while. I was not crazy or strung out, and it was a brief thing. I was attending community college, so meeting and dating was not a big deal. I loaded trucks in the early morning for cash, went to school, changed and showered at the gym, and did laundry at my buddy's. After about a month, I had saved enough to get a shared apartment. It was actually pretty fun. Also, it was the early 80s and things were more relaxed then. Randy, you are not going to whore yourself out for cheeseburgers again, are you? A man's gotta eat. Okay, as a Russian I am telling you, potato is the best food there is. It's cheap, you can cook it multiple different ways so you will not get tired of it, also it won't get bad, easily get rotten. My ancestors survived cold winters and wars just by eating potatoes. You can slice it into thin slices and fry it, or just boil it with hot water or oven it, barbecue it, literally everything. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Potatoes. Ramen, drained with no broth, with poor man's pad thai sauce. Mix a tablespoon of peanut butter into a small ramekin with enough soy sauce and sriracha to be able to thoroughly mix it into a smooth sauce. Dump over the cooked ramen, and baby, you've got a stew going. It tastes good, it's got a bit of protein, bit of fat, bit of carbs, little sweet, little heat. It's not the greatest nutrition you could eat, but it's way better for you than Oreos, and if you want to clean up the macros a little, you can sub PB2 for the peanut butter and coconut aminos for the soy, and that'll cut the fat and sodium at least in half. And it's vegan, if you care at all. And baby, you've got a stew going. Are you selling acting classes by any chance? Kanji. Add rice and lots of water to a pot. Can keep it plain or sprinkle some chicken bouillon powder and fresh ginger slices. Cook until it reaches creamy porridge consistency. Top your bowl with scallions. I make this when I'm feeling sick since it's easy on the stomach. Ramen with a side of ramen, flushed down with water. Ramen with an egg or two. I made 6 minutes jammy eggs with instant noodles and frozen corn today for lunch, and it was heavenly. Jammy eggs does not compute. Soft boiled. The whites are cooked but the yolk is like half cooked. It's delicious. Stir fry. Chicken and rice. And tears. So many tears. Instead of soy sauce. Lower sodium. Sounds really efficient, don't have to dump out the buckets anymore. I make hobo dinner when I go camping. Ground beef, onions, carrots, potatoes and a bit of garlic. Wrap it in tinfoil, I prefer the non-stick kind, and throw it on some coals in your campfire. My friends who have never camped with me are always impressed. Spag, salt, pepper, onion, garlic, is a basic seasoning base in the cooking world that's used in a crazy amount of food. That shit is amazing without adding other flavors, but you should add some smoked paprika to the mix anyway. Walk-in tacos. Basically you get a snack-size bag of your favorite chips and fill it up with taco meat, lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream and stuff like that. Now you have walk-in tacos. Edit: thank you for the awards. For those asking wondering, I was shown this a few years ago by my cousin that worked for a traveling carnival. On the topic that it's not cheap, well, in the past we've used everything from Yardbirds to Mickey D patties for the meat. Walk-in taco or taco in a bag. Walk-in taco sounds better, emo, it's like BK, it's have it your way. Make it how you want. Yes. Classic Midwestern dish. Classy and convenient. Some tips: use Doritos, crush them up before you put anything in. You don't need cheese when using Doritos unless you want that extra cheesy goodness, which I highly recommend, and for some reason they just taste better when you eat it with a plastic fork. They just do. Why is the plastic fork thing so true? The local Taco Rico place just isn't the same with a fork out of my kitchen drawer.